In order to complete the argument paragraph brainstorming, you need to begin by putting your name first and last and your homeroom at the top of your paper. This assignment is worth a total of 30 points. The directions tell you to write your chosen topic on the line below. Then decide if you agree or disagree with the idea. Then brainstorm ideas for and against your opinion. So on this topic line, you're going to write one of the approved topics. There are 4 for you to choose from. Once you've written down the topic, you're going to circle either that you agree or you disagree. And then you're going to move on to the brainstorming webs below. In the brainstorming webs, where it says My Opinion, you're going to write your opinion on the issue below. Where it says The Opposing Viewpoint, you're going to write the opposite opinion of yours. So now that you have your opinion written here, you're going to come up with 5 reasons, details, or examples that support your opinion. And below that, under opposing viewpoint, you're going to find 5 reasons, details, or examples that support this opposing viewpoint. Once you've done that, you will keep the 2 strongest ideas under my opinion and then draw an X through the rest of them. So you would draw an X through the ones that you're choosing not to keep. And then under opposing viewpoint, you're going to keep just one and draw an X through all the others. Make sure that your X is just one line each way. That way I can still read what it is that you've written on your paper. Now that I've gone through the basic directions, I'm going to take you through an example. For my example, I'm going to be using a different topic to the ones that you are allowed to use. So my topic is that students should be involved with interviewing new teachers for their schools. And in my case, I agree with this idea. I think students should be part of the interview process for new teachers. So on the My Opinion box, I'm going to write my opinion, which is students should be involved with interviewing new teachers for their schools. On the opposing viewpoint box, I'm going to write the opposite viewpoint. Students should not be involved with interviewing new teachers for their schools. So now I need to come up with 5 reasons that I believe will support this opinion. My first reason is that students let's move this box up a bit. Students are the ones who will have to live with consequences of who is hired. Students are usually good at judging whether or not adults like them. Another reason that I have is Students spend a lot of time in the classroom and know what good teaching looks like. So I've given you 3 reasons to support my opinion. I need to give you a total of 5. Now I have 5 different reasons to support my opinion. Now I need to look at my opposing viewpoint, which is students should not be involved with interviewing new teachers for their schools. I need to come up with 5 reasons to support the opposite viewpoint. Some could argue that it's not a child's place to question an adult. Some could also argue that students might not be mature enough to handle being part of a formal interview. Now I have all 5 of my reasons. So I have it's not a child's place to question an adult, students might not be mature enough to handle being part of a formal interview, students don't have the training and knowledge to know what makes good instruction, not all interview questions are things students need to know, and students might not be able to protect a candidate's privacy. So I have both my opinion with 5 supporting reasons and the opposing viewpoint with 5 supporting reasons. Now that I've done that, I need to keep the 2 strongest ideas under my opinion and the single strongest idea under opposing viewpoint. Draw an X through all of the other ideas. So looking at my opinion, I need to take a look at which of the arguments are the strongest. I believe that the 2 strongest arguments are that students are the ones who will have to live with the consequences of who is hired, and students spend a lot of time in the classroom and know what good teaching looks like. So I'm going to use my drawing tool, and I'm going to eliminate the other answers. Now, under opposing viewpoint, I have to choose the single most strong argument, or my one best argument. So I think that it's not a child's place to question an adult isn't very strong. Neither is students might not be mature enough to handle being part of a formal interview. Students don't have the training and knowledge to know what makes good instruction. That's pretty weak. Students not being able to protect a candidate's privacy. That's pretty weak. But this last argument, students don't need to know all of the interview questions and answers. I think that's pretty strong. So now that I have my 2 strongest arguments for my opinion and my strongest argument against my opinion, I'm ready to move on to the next phase of this assignment.